Happy Motoring comes alongside as just to head back. Down on the rail and holding third is Tijuana Taxi. Here comes Sun Sam, wheeling 3 wide and going right up to join him. Sun Sam on the far outside.
Hello, it's Bob Pandolfo. It's Saturday, May 11th, 2024. Welcome to Power Brush with Pandy. And I'm going to look over the Saturday night card at the Meadowlands. I'll put my link to my picks, which will be right under this video. By the way, at Belmont today, Belmont at the Big A, they have the Peter Pan Stakes for 3-year-olds, which is race number, let's see. Peter Pan is the 6th race, right? Yeah, the 6th race. I like the 2-horse Unique Insight in that race, pick 237. That horse, Unique Insight, has just come to hand since stretching out to this distance. Mile and an eighth over this track, 2 for 2 at that distance. Lasix also seemed to help. I think Unique Insight is in peak form and ready to win it again in the Peter Pan. At Aqueduct, which is actually Belmont meet at the Big A. So we're going to talk a little bit about the Meadowlands. So you're really starting to get into the stakes season now with a whole bunch of New Jersey Sire stakes. So what this means is a lot of the good 2-year-olds from last year are coming back and racing tonight. So it starts out in the second race. So you have 3-year-old filly trotters. So I like Miss Isla, I guess it is, or Miss, I don't know if how they pronounce it. I can't remember from last year. But the 3-horse, so I like the way her qualifiers looked. And Noel Daly, I was a little surprised here on the layoff numbers. It shows only 6%, but that's not a big, a large amount of races. So it's only 31 races, but now that you're getting into the warmer season, the spring season and the summer and the stakes season, I think Noel Daly will do better than 6% off layoffs. And I just think this filly looks ready. Now, she was, pretty good filly last year. Now, this is one of the decisions you have to make when you're handicapping these races where horses are coming off layoffs. Do you want to go with the horse who was the best as a 2-year-old? How much emphasis do you put on that as opposed to how the horse is prepping for its 3-year-old season? So now French Champagne had the best 2-year-old season, went 5 wins and 10 starts, and also had the fastest mark. So if you're just going to say, we'll pick out the horse, I'm going to go with the horse that was the best last year, it would be French Champagne. And certainly Swanstead is very good off layoffs. As you can see here, he has a 33% win percentage off layoffs, and he's consistently one of the best in the business. He has a farm he trains his horses on, so he really preps them to be ready to go. But I still think the 3-horse Miss Isla, I don't know how they pronounce it, Miss Isla, probably. But anyway, I think the 3-horse might have an advantage with those 2 qualifiers. Not a great race, but there's better Sire Stakes races. So you go over to the 3rd race, and here I picked Waterfall. Now this looks like a 2-horse race between the 3 and the 7. Waterfall, I just like the way Alagna prepped this one. 2 qualifiers, I like to see that. Finished well in both qualifiers, as you can see, her 26-4, 27-1. She was, she wasn't a bad 2-year-old. She wasn't, a great 2-year-old. She only raced 6 times. Based on these qualifiers, it looks like she's coming back good. And really, doesn't look like a lot to beat in this field. I think Lockheed Martin. Now, this is another one where Alania, he has this other colt who won 3 out of 4 starts this year. So you might say maybe this is the better horse. One of the reasons why I picked Waterfall, his other horse, over Lockheed Martin, was because this horse won the first 3 starts of his career at Lexington, with the fastest time being 1:55. And then if you look at Waterfall, he went 1:54 at the Meadowlands, and Lexington is a faster track. So I think Waterfall's probably a faster colt and faster trotter. And these qualifiers, though, at the Meadowlands for Lockheed Martin look pretty good too. So looks like a two-horse race between the two Alania horses, Lockheed Martin, and the horse that I put on top, Waterfall. I made Waterfall 7-5. Then you get another Jersey Sire Stakes here in race number 4. And now this is going to be fun to watch. Can't really bet this race unless you're going to key Carl, I guess, in like the pick 5 or something. But Carl comes back, and it's hard to see this horse losing. He had one race last year where he didn't fire his best shot. He lost by a nose here at Lexington. But otherwise, 9 wins and 10 starts. Very fast son of Tactical Landing. Nancy Tatker, the Tatker Bond, they're very good, bringing these horses back. And the qualifier look at this qualifier. I mean, this is, it's a very good qualifier. So I don't know, Carl, even if they don't leave, which is a possibility, being that, it's first start back, it's hard to see Carl losing. It looks like he's ready to go. And he's the early, morning line choice for the Hambletonian. And then, let's see, we go to the next race. The 5th race is a wide open race. Let's see. I picked the one horse, Hankins Hanover. This is another Jersey Sire Stakes trot. He's coming back from Nifty Norman, the trainer. Now this horse raced okay last time. I think he's going to be sharper tonight, but this is a wide open race in the 5th race. I guess the horse that was the best from last year would be the 7, Mars Hill. Now you see Mars Hill had 4 wins and 9 starts last year. And so if you're going by the horse that was the best last year, it would be Mars Hill. But I like the fact that the one horse was, second off a layoff. But this race is one of the more competitive races tonight. I don't think there's any real standout. Then we go to the 6th race, first race in the pick 4. I think By Around is, should win this race. I made him 2-5. This is a horse 6 for 9 last year. Again, returning for Noel Daly. You see a lot of these same trainers who have a lot of these Jersey bred horses racing tonight. This horse is a powerful closer. I mean, look at her as a 2-year-old. Look at these finishes. And the thing is, she drops back, which really it makes it very hard to win, in harness racing. And here she was so far back in the Breeders' Cup final, and she only lost by a neck. And she was not the favorite in that race. Here you can see she was odds on when she won these other races. But I like the way she qualified. I think she's going to be a very short price, and it's going to be tough to beat. To start off the pick 4, the horse that would be the main rival there is the 7 Volcanic Blue Chip, who was a maiden but raced very well against good fields last year. Then you go over to race number 7, and again, another Jersey Sire Stake here in the 7th race. Another trot. Allegiant qualified nice at Pocono, in Pennsylvania. And you can see these 2 qualifiers. This horse was a nice 2-year-old at 5 wins and 10 starts. I thought this was a little bit of a weak field. So, this horse Spy Coast, this filly came back nice for Ron Burke. I think this horse was sold. Yeah, this horse was sold. So, Burke picked her up. She didn't win last year, but she won her first off of Burke. So she looks like she's matured. And she won this race pretty easily. But I don't know. I put her second. I think Allegiant is ready to go. And I think in pick 4, you just use 2 there. If you don't want to key Allegiant, just use the 2 and the 8. Then we go over to the 8th race. Now the 8th race is got the wrong page there. The 8th race is the Trackmaster Series with the rating of 89. So this is a different type race. I picked primary colors. So that's not the Jersey Sire Stakes. Then we got another Jersey Sire Stake, and this one's Pace in race number 9. And here, again, I think it's kind of a 2-horse race. Better is Nice, and is a horse that was a good 2-year-old. 7 wins and 11 starts, 510,000. it was 3 to 5 in return, but this is a pretty tough trip. Had to leave Tuck, came on, and I mean, basically this horse did what he needed to do. He just couldn't get there because the other horse, Arbitrage Hanover, had a much better trip. And with the better post tonight, I think better is nice. It's going to be very tough to beat here. I'm sorry, I'm moving the page around a lot here. But this is a really nice colt, and second time off a layoff. Let's see, Arbitrage Hanover. Bonaparte is a horse that has some speed. He wasn't much of a 2-year-old, but he's come on nicely in the Weiss series. And, I think they're probably going to leave tonight, but I still think that better is nice, has the advantage there. Then you go to race number 10. And now you have another Pace New Jersey Sire Stakes. In this race, Wish You Well is the horse that was a really nice 2-year-old last year. As you can see, finished first or second 10 out of 14 times. Was kind of short in return, but again, this wasn't an easy trip. Left Tuck and got stuck behind Del Culver. He finished good. I mean, 26-3. He did, he got beat by a horse that, end of story, that had a little bit better trip. Although he did race very well. So I think the main, this is pretty competitive. I picked 4-2-1. I think any three of those horses could win. But I do think, though, that the 4-horse Wish You Well is probably going to be tough tonight. Let me go to the 11th race, which is a regular. I think the card just ends on some regular races, yeah. The last 3 races are just regular. The last 4 races are regular races. Let's see. Race 14. What kind of race is that again? They do have a New Jersey Sire Stakes in the 14th race. Yeah, we saw Pulp Fiction, though, a couple times. He looks okay. So far, he's been a little bit of a disappointment. I mean, he was 6 for 9 last year. Now he's lost 2 in a row. So it's the same matchup as last week. Last week it was odds-on Steno beating Pulp Fiction. Same type of situation tonight. So, this is the type of card where you have all these 3-year-olds returning and all these Jersey Sire Stakes, and it looks really chalky. So what do you do? I mean, do you try to pound like a pick 3 or a pick 4 and play a lot of money on just combinations that aren't going to pay much? I guess it depends what kind of bettor you are, whether you're chalk bettor or not. Some of these races are going to be fun to watch because you have horses. If you're a fan of the sport, it's always nice to see how the 3-year-olds are going to look, and which ones might be maturing, so you can follow them throughout the year as they go into these major 3-year-old stakes races and also the Sire Stakes. It's going to be nice to see Carl, but doesn't look like there's going to be a lot of overlays on the card, but you never know. But it looks like there's going to be a lot of favorites that are going to win, and at very short prices. So I'd be surprised if I don't have 6 or 7 winners at least, on my picks. But some of these horses, I can't see losing, but they're going to be such short odds. But still, it is a good card. It's nice to see that the 3-year-olds are coming back, and we get into the stakes season at the Meadowlands and throughout the sport. You'll have the Grand Circuit, of course, and all the big races coming up. The North American Cup will be the first really major stakes race in Canada. So anyway, just a little preview of the Jersey Sire Stake night at the Meadowlands on Saturday. Remember to, if you like this video, click the little bell there. You'll get notified when I have more videos coming. I'd also appreciate it if you subscribe. It's free. I'm close to 500 subscribers, which is pretty good. I like to have do videos on certain days. I think that's what I'm planning now. Is have certain days where I do a thoroughbred video, certain days where I do a harness racing video. But anyway, good luck, and I'll be watching all the races tonight, and then maybe we'll catch some winners from next week based on the races tonight. And again, good luck. Thanks for watching.